There's a love-hate relationship between work and play. We always need and feel the need to work on something at least, Our brains and our spirits are actually wired this way. We're wired to feel endorphins after we've basically conquered a good, successful mission. I feel like from fulfillment from that mission itself. And to feel fulfillment, we must accomplish a goal. It's like a goal set. It's not a simple task, a simple mission we or someone else has suggested to us to feel fulfilled. So how do we balance this out between work, love, and play paradigm, essentially? When you're thinking about it, we'll start with defining work itself. Whenever you're trying to figure out if you actually hate your work or love your work, it's like you got to define your work to figure out if you hate or love it at your job or your career or your profession. And sometimes that can create a split difference between, do I actually love my work or do I hate my work? And you're sitting there sometimes too much work and not too much with too little play in mind from your work creates a hatred towards your work, where it's like your work becomes work only, no play. And then with no play, there's no work. It feels like there's no work because there's no play button. It's just work, 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 work. You feel like a slave back in the day. Then when you in this state of work, how long is it? How do you define your work when your work represents your play and your play represents your work, essentially? So what frame of responsibilities do you have to bring to the table? It's like, what's your responsibility and what duties do you have at stake? And what's how every one of these responsibilities and difficulties to handle and manage are they? What's the responsibility factor of handling being your work and your play? What's the responsibilities of your work? To figure out if you really hate your job and love it, it's what's the responsibilities of your work, and do you like those holding on to those responsibilities as a person in society? So when you step into the whole mindset, the whole work mindset, it's it creates an uncertainty brainwave, an unconscious certainty or uncertainty, conscious certainty or uncertainty brainwave of needing to and behave in a certain way in your work environment. So when it comes to writing, it's how you define your work, your legacy, your purpose while working, which really matters to the whole process of work and play. Because in the PPPV balance, in one of the book I read, actually at my parents' house. I'm making this video at my parents' house right now. They're on vacation right now. I'm just gonna start watching over my cat. I got this nice little work where it's I spend this I usually just sleep in my apartment, and essentially I'm sitting here kind of gotta watch the cat for a week, and it's can I even manage this? I haven't watched my cat in over 7 years, but four or 5 years now, and it's I haven't spent a whole week in my parents' house, where it's a different kind of work, where it's taking care of Bandit. It's can I actually do this? And it's yeah, I think I can. And it just reminds me of sitting, stuff like that. So when it comes to loving and hating your job, it's try to love it and love your work. You shall basically love yourself. Because if you hate your work and you start with every day I gotta work, you hate that process, hate that thought pattern of going to work every day and leaving your family, leaving them behind. It's you want to love that and love the process of being that person who just loves your work and play and work and just play with your work and do your work as much as you can to essentially love your work even more, and you'll be better at your work, be better at your job, and it'll create a unconscious split difference where it's you just start to love your work and you love doing everything at your work if your work fits into a bigger picture of who you want to become. So that's kind of the nice short definition of, do you really hate your job or love your job? I think you love your job.